Hello students, today we can look into the concept of variable scope. Okay, so in PHP, variables can be declared anywhere in the script. The scope of the variable is the part of the script where the variable can be referenced or used. So here variables, as I told, the variables, we had looked into the concept of variables where the variable should be declared in type of dollar symbol, and we are not using any data types to declare the variable. By considering its value, the data type will be mentioned, like floating point or integer type or a character type and all. Okay, so in scope of variables we will be looking into the local variables, global variables and all. So here we can see that understanding the variable scope, the term scope refers to the places within a script where a particular variable is visible. So here the 6 basic scope rules in PHP are as follows. One is built-in super global variables. So these are the variables everywhere within a script. So within the PHP script, this will built-in super global variables will be there. For example, in previous classes we had seen the get and post method, right, where we can access the data from the forms. We are inserting some values into the form, and that can be get or the post into the server side. So here we can consider that is a global variable like built-in global variable like post and get method. Okay, constant that once declared are always visible globally, that is they can be used inside and outside the function. Okay, constants where it is visible in globally and we can use them inside and outside the functions. Next we have global variables, where global variables declared in a script which are visible throughout the script but not the inside the function. Means these global variables are declared outside of the code and where it will be not visible within the functions. ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಆ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲನ್ನು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Okay. Next, variable inside functions that are declared as global refer to the global variables of the same name. Okay, variable inside functions that are declared as global refers to the global variables of the same name. Variables created inside the functions and declared as static are invisible from outside the function but keep their value between one execution of the function and the next. Means ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನುವ ಟೈಪಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ಹೊರಗೆ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್, ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ PHP script, it cannot be the visible. You can't access those particular variable outside the function. Okay, variables created inside the functions are local to the function and cease to exist when the function terminates. So the use of the particular static variable will be only visible inside the function, and after the completion of the function it will be terminated at the end of the particular variable access. Okay, so this is about the variable which we declared inside the function. So the array $get and post. So this get and post method we had seen in the previous classes. Okay, so here get and post are some other special variables, have their own scope rules. They are known as super global and can be seen everywhere, both inside and outside the function. Okay, so get and post method are seen inside and the outside the function. The complete list of super global is as follows. So we have some of the list, that is like $globals, an array of all global variables like the global keyword. This allows you to access global variables inside a function. For example, $globals my variable. So this type we can use the global. Okay, then server, so an array of server environment variables. So here we are accessing the variables of the server. Okay, get, an array of variable passed to the script via the get method. Post, an array of variables passed to the script via the post method. Cookie, an array of cookie variables. Files, an array of variables related to the file uploads. So file uploads like read, write, execution file. So those file of an variables. So there is like a $R, $W, $EX to execute the files. Okay. So next env. Env is an array of an environment variables, and $request an array of all user input including the contents of input including $get, $post and $cookie. $session an array of a session variables. So we can look into the examining the variable types. So a variable type refers to kind of data stored in it. PHP provide a set of data types. Different data can be stored in different data types. As you all know, we are not declaring the data type like int a equals 20 and all. We will be not declaring. We are just accepting the values and considering its data type. Okay. So PHP data type supports the following, that is integer used for whole number, float used for real number or a double, string used for string of characters, boolean used for true or false values, arrays used to store the multiple data items, object used for storing the instance of the classes. Okay, so these are some of the important data types. So there are three special types also available in the PHP, that is null, resource and callable. Okay, variables that have not been given a value, have been unset or have been given the specific value null are of type null. So null values and all we will be using in our PHP program, database connection programs. Okay, so when we are creating the database table, if we mention the null, then the particular column can be set as a null value. Okay, as you all know, null is not equivalent to the 0. Null is just we are specifying anything, no values will be specified in the null. Okay, next we have resource. So certain built-in functions such as database functions return variables that have the type resource. They represent the external resources such as database connection. You will almost certainly not directly manipulate a resource variable, but frequently they are returned by function and must be passed as a parameter to the other function. So resource is the one of the data type which we will be using in the database connection programs, where we will be used as a connection string. So as you have worked the part C program, that is ASP.NET, you know how to use the connection string, right? Like OLEDB connection, con equals new OLEDB connection, and you will be pasting the path of the database string, right? So same way in PHP, we will be using the resource variable to access the connection of the SQL part. Okay, so callable are essentially functions that are passed to the other functions. So next we can look into the PHP constants. Okay, so here you should be careful while you are declaring the constant function. Okay, so as you all know, you were declaring the const, right? Const keyword in the other programming languages. So here you can see how we are using the constant by using the define function. Okay, constants are likely variable except that once they are defined, they cannot be changed or undefined, means the constant value cannot be changed. Okay, a constant is an identifier name for a simple value. The value cannot be changed during the script. A valid constant name starts with a letter or underscore. No dollar sign before the constant name. So here you can see we will be not using the dollar sign before the constant name. A valid name starts with a letter or the underscore, right? So here you can see the how to create a PHP constant. That is, to create a constant, use the define function. So here you should remember that while you are using the PHP constant, you should use the define function. Okay, so syntax you can see define name value case sensitive. So name specifies the name of the constant, value specifies the value of the constant, case insensitive specify whether the constant name should be case insensitive. Default it will be the false. Okay, so here it will has the parameter that is name, value and case insensitive. Here in name we will be specifying the name of the constant and value means the values which we can represent. Okay, so here we can see one example. So I have created one small program that is where we can use the constant. Okay, so I have used HTML tag, body, then I have begin the PHP script that is question mark PHP tag. Then I have used, so you can see the comment case insensitive constant name. So how I am defining the constant means, see that is define function I have been used. Then I had given the name that is third BCA. So third BCA is the parameter of name. Okay, web application by my name I had given that is a value. So when I using the third BCA in echo statement, the value must be displayed, that is web application by the name. Okay, then true means the particular sensitive values, case insensitive value, either it might be should be false or it should be a true. By default it will be false, but here I had given it as a true to display the same value. Okay, so here I had given echo third BCA. So if you mention the name of the particular constant which you had been defined, then the value will be displayed in your output page. So here you can see the output that is web application by. Okay, next we can see another program where it includes the array concept. Okay, HTML, body, PHP, define. In define I had given the name that is BCA and you can see the bracket I had been opened. In 0 position it is Android. In 1 position it is a web application and the Python is in the position of the second, and close the brackets. And you can see I had given echo BCA the position that is 2. So I had told that Android begins from 0 and web application from 1 and Python is 2. So the display of this output will be Python. If you mention the array size, then the particular size elements will be displayed. Okay, so you can try this program in your mobile using the online compiler. Okay, otherwise if the lab begins we can just execute these sample programs in your system. Okay, so all of you write this concept in your notes. Thank you.